So many protein bars, so many ingredients. Which is the best choice for you? Well, there are many good choices, but today we're going to cover my favorite protein bar, and I'm going to explain exactly why it is low glycemic. Okay, so this is a very, very well-known brand, Cliff Builders. They have the regular Cliffs and they also have the Cliff Builders. So I tell my clients to go with the Cliff Builders because the protein content is so much higher, it's so much lower glycemic, and I want to explain exactly why it is low glycemic, even though it does have a good amount of carbohydrates and sugar. So I know that the glycemic index can be a little bit confusing, and I want to explain the process in which that I train my clients when they see a nutrition label, how they can figure out whether or not something is high glycemic or low glycemic. So the first thing I want you to look at is the sugar. 17 grams of sugar. Your sugar is always going to be lower than your total carbohydrates. You're never going to have carbs that are lower than the sugars, okay? Because sugar is a carbohydrate. So looking at the sugar content, that is 17 grams. And then I'm gonna look at the total carbohydrate, which is 31 grams, okay? So what I want you to do is you always subtract the dietary fiber from the total carbs to get the net impact carbs. So 3 grams of dietary fiber from 31, okay? So you wanna look at the sugars. If the sugar is high, that is the main thing we're focusing on because it's a protein bar, it's sugary. Now, if we were looking at something like rice, then it's not gonna have a lot of sugar. So we're gonna focus more on the carbs. So here I'm more concerned about the sugars. So we're looking at 17 grams of sugar. Now we wanna look at the protein, 20 grams of protein. When you are digesting protein, it's a non-impacting carb when it's not a carb. So it doesn't impact blood sugar at all is what I'm trying to say. When you consume fiber or protein, you can eat it. It has no impact on blood sugar. When you eat sugar, it obviously impacts your blood sugar. So what we want to do is make sure that we have a very, very, very subtle rise in blood sugar when we eat instead of a quick jump. So if we're consuming something with 0 protein, 17 grams of sugar, blood sugar is going to spike very quickly. And the problem with that is that it's going to fall very quickly. And then your insulin levels stay a little bit elevated because they don't have time to catch up. When blood sugar goes up, pancreas releases insulin because its job is to bring your blood sugar back down to baseline. So when you are adding protein into the mix, we have 20 grams of protein, 17 grams of sugar. Your body is so busy breaking down the proteins and it has no impact on blood sugar that when you throw in the sugar, it doesn't recognize it nearly the same as if you were consuming the sugar without protein. So it's very crucial to look at the nutrition labels and understand, although it might be higher in carbs and in sugar, if you have that good amount of fiber and protein to balance it out, it is still low glycemic. And you can see here on the packaging, it is low glycemic, gluten-free, complete plant protein, non-GMO. Bada bing, bada boom, okay? So, you guys, Cliff Builders bars, it's where it's at, I swear, and you can typically get 10 for 10. If not, the most expensive they're gonna be is $1.50. So in my opinion, that is a great deal. So if you find this valuable, please let me know in the comments. Subscribe to my channel if you find this valuable, and we will talk soon.